जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरंग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जी की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरंग श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्त्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरंग श्री राधा नयननाथ जी की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंस सचिशिला भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंस सचिशिला भक्ति दैता माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिस्तोम विष्णुपाद परमहंस सचिशिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। जय परमहंस शिल गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय शिशिल सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिला जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गो गोवर्धन वृंदावन श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंदात्मक श्री ब्रज मंदिर की जय। जय श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। जय श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्व विघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर परमानंदे हरि बोल। वंदे हम श्री गुरो श्री जुता पादा कमला श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol 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 Hari Bol. We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Kumaras, they spoke to Prithu Maharaj. Then Prithu Maharaj spoke their glories. And he said, what I can do for you. I have nothing, only remnants of food of Vaishnavas. And yesterday also we heard, the king continued, therefore, my dear Brahmanas, my life, wife, children, home, furniture, and household paraphernalia, my kingdom, strength, land, and especially my treasury, are all offered unto you. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote one song. Manasa deho geho jo kichu mor orpilu tua pade Nanda Kishore. My mind, my body, my house, and whatever I think to be mine, everything I offer unto you, O Nanda Kishore, means son of Nanda Maharaj Krishna. Then it will be properly utilized. He offered to Kumaras, means pure devotees, to be utilized in the service of Krishna. And yesterday also we heard, since only a person who is completely educated according to the principles of Vedic knowledge deserves to be commander-in-chief, ruler of the state, the first to chastise, and the proprietor of the whole planet, Prithu Maharaj offered everything to the Kumaras. Here, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj is telling, in this verse it is very clearly stated that a kingdom, state, or empire must be governed under the instructions of saintly persons and Brahmanas like the Kumaras. When monarchy, wait 1 second, I will turn off my notifications. When monarchy ruled throughout the world, the monarch was actually directed by a board of Brahmanas and saintly persons. You can remember Ambarish Maharaj, though he was pure devotee, he also consulted with Brahmanas, knowledgeable in scripture, what I have to do for the service of Krishna. The king, as the administrator of the state, executed his duties as a servant of the Brahmanas. It was not that the kings or Brahmanas were dictators, nor did they consider themselves proprietors of the state. The kings were also well versed in Vedic literatures and thus were familiar with the injunction of Sri Ishopanishad, Ishavasya Idam Sarvam. Everything that exists belongs to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, that is pure kings like Ambarish Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, but Hiranyakashipu, Vena, they thought, I am God, everything belongs to me. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna also claims that he is the proprietor of all planetary systems, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Since this is the case, no one can claim to be proprietor of the state. The king, president, or head of the state should always remember that he is not the proprietor, but the servant. In the present age, the king or president forgets that he is the servant of God and thinks of himself as servant of the people. Even this is not very common in Kali Yuga. The present democratic government is proclaimed to be the people's government, a government by the people and for the people. But this type of government is not sanctioned by the Vedas. Then what to speak of if even this is only in words, by the people and for the people? There is, you know what is going on. The Vedas maintain that the kingdom should be governed for the purpose of satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead and should therefore be ruled by a representative of the Lord. The head of the state should not be appointed if he is bereft of all Vedic knowledge. In this verse it is clearly stated, Veda Shastra Vid Arhati, that all high government posts are especially meant for persons who are well conversant with the teachings of the Vedas. In the Vedas, there are definite instructions defining how a king, commander-in-chief, soldier, and citizen should behave. Unfortunately, there are many so-called philosophers in the present age who give instruction without citing authority, and many leaders follow their unauthorized instruction. Consequently, people are not happy. That is ideal, that king is a devotee, Brahmanas are devotee, and everything is meant for the service of Krishna. But in Kali Yuga, it is not like that. As we will hear in 12th canto, that kings become plunderers and all these things can be seen. So the only way is we have to take absolute shelter to Harinam, chanting of the holy name. Then we can be protected by Supreme Lord and can somehow maintain this life only for the service of Krishna by the grace of Supreme Lord, and try to encourage others for chanting. Other things, it is very difficult now in Kali Yuga to So modern presidents, governors, and chief executive officers are all unworthy of their posts because they are not conversant with Vedic administrative knowledge, and they do not take direction from great saintly persons and brahmanas. So that the church and ruling, they got separated, secular, all this, that is only to remove any kind of morality and engage in sinful activities, and everything then is degraded. But this is the nature of Kali Yuga. It is like that, it is predicted. So we also have to take another truth, which is also in Kali Yuga, that there is one good quality, that by chanting holy name one can get ultimate goal of life. Svam eva brahmano bhunkte, svam vaste svam dadati cha, taseva nugrahe nanam bhunjate kshatriya dayaha. The Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras eat their food by virtue of the Brahmanas' mercy. It is the Brahmanas who enjoy their own property, clothe themselves with their own property, and give charity with their own property. They are topmost of Varnas. Yair idrishi bhagavato gatir atmavada ekantato nigami bih pratipaditanaha tushyant adabra karuna swakritena nityam ko namatat prati karoti vinoda patram. Prithu Maharaj continued, how can such persons who have rendered unlimited service by explaining the path of self-realization in relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and whose explanations are given for our enlightenment with complete conviction and Vedic evidence, be repaid except by folded palms containing water for their satisfaction? Such great personalities can be satisfied only by their own activities, which are distributed among human society out of their unlimited mercy. We can never repay to Gurudev. Gurudev has divine knowledge, that is Sambandha, our relation with Krishna, then what is our duty and what is ultimate goal of life, and these pure devotees, they enlighten us. And how we can repay them? We cannot repay. There is only one way, that we have to inform others about what we got and give to them. In this way, Guru will be satisfied or paid, because we cannot give them anything. They are serving Supreme Lord. So here it says, they can be satisfied only by their own activities. They are serving Supreme Lord. So they are getting unlimited bliss, and they're having unlimited mercy. That is why they go around and enlighten other people. So they will be very happy. They will only be happy if this is further distributed by us, because that is their mission, that is their desire for the service of Krishna they are doing. So if we do this, then they will be happy. That is the only way we can satisfy them. We cannot pay them money or something, or like we will praise and they will enjoy name and fame. No, they can never be repaid or satisfied by that. But if we continue or we assist them in their distribution of mercy to all living entities, that is the only way to make them happy. First, we have to accept it, practice, and then also help in distributing. Here it is very nicely, Prithu Maharaj said, these pure devotees' explanations are given for our enlightenment with complete conviction. Why? Because they have realized this. That is why they are speaking with firm faith, firm conviction. They realized, and that helps us. That will cut all our doubts. Their realization and Vedic evidence. In India, everyone believes in the Vedas, that they are coming from God. So if you want to say something, you have to give proof from the Vedas. So they have both. They have knowledge of the Vedas, they can give evidence, and also they have personally seen the truth, they have realized. That is why they have firm conviction. And like Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj also expressed in also very defined way, because he realized what is the truth. That is why he told those who are like atheists and they are speculating, they are all rascals, because they are misleading people into wrong direction. So he had to say this with firm conviction, because it is true. Those who are not in knowledge of their eternal relation with Krishna, and they are not serving Krishna, but they are doing other things in the name of good, they are actually rascals. So he told directly to help us understand that that is wrong, and to help them understand that what you are doing is rascaldom. Only one who is pure devotee can speak like this, because of his firm conviction based on his realization, and that will have effect. Maitreya Uvach Ta Atma Yoga Pataya Adirajena Pujitaha Shilam Tadyam Sam Santaha Ke Bhavan Mishatam Nrinam. The great sage Maitreya continued, being thus worshipped by Maharaj Prithu, the four Kumaras, who were masters of devotional service, became very pleased. He said, Atma Yoga. Real self is Atma. Atma belongs to Paramatma, eternal servant of Paramatma, and relation is devotion. So Atma Yoga means devotional service. So they became very pleased. Indeed, they appeared in the sky and praised the character of the king, and everyone observed them. They can move freely, up, down, everywhere. They have that capability. Human beings, they cannot fly. Birds and others, they can fly. That is God-given ability. So human beings, they also see others, they can fly, they also want. So we have to use this machine and these things. But demigods, they can go up and down. They can move freely also. They have that capability. Vanyastu dhuryo mahatam samstityadyatma shikshaya apta kamam ivatmanam mena atmani avastitaha. And pure devotees also can do. Once they saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was roaming in the sky. Who saw him? Narad, Yamaraj and other sages. They were discussing one verse of Gita but could not come to the conclusion. So they saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur is going in the sky, and they thought he is a pure devotee. He can explain to us that verse, Apichet Suduracharo. And they called him, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained to them. So he was also in the sky. Narad Goswami also can travel anywhere without any limitation. All personal associates of Supreme Lord, they can do. Vanyastu dhuryo mahatam. I read. Amongst the great personalities, Maharaj Prithu was the chief by virtue of his fixed position in relation to spiritual enlightenment. He remained satisfied as one who has achieved all success in spiritual understanding. Srila Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj is saying, remaining fixed in devotional service gives one the utmost in self-satisfaction. Actually, self-satisfaction can be achieved only by pure devotees who have no desire other than to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like if you hand gives food to the stomach, then she will be benefited. Like that, when we are working in our constitutional function, that we are eternal servants of Krishna, by serving Krishna we are actually benefited and we are becoming satisfied. And that satisfaction is pure. It is not selfish or temporary or some lust inside. No, that is pure. That is why Sarvatma Snapanam. All your complete self will be fully purified. Everything, including body, mind, intelligence, articles, everything, by engaging in the service of Krishna. Because that is natural position for us and for all articles. Karmani cha yatha kalam, yatha desham yatha balam, yatochitam yatha vitam, akarod brahma satkritam. Being self-satisfied, Maharaj Prithu executed his duties as perfectly as possible according to the time and his situation, strength and financial position. His only aim in all his activities was to satisfy the absolute truth. In this way he duly acted. This is what we have to achieve, pure devotion. Then we can get what we actually want and need. We want Satchidananda, eternal existence, knowledge and bliss. That is possible only by pure devotional service to Absolute Truth, who is Purna Satchidananda, and through serving Him, it is possible to be fulfilled, be happy, what every sentient being wants. Whole Bhagavatam is telling us this point again and again about pure devotional service to Krishna, not of dharma, artha, kama and moksha, but of prema, love of Supreme Lord. Through so many histories, many devotees' histories, many Supreme Lord Avatara Leelas, just to make us understand this one point. And Vyasadev's meditation, Narad Goswami's meditation, all this is same point. That is why Mahaprabhu told you, hear Bhagavatam. That will be beneficial for you. And Parikshit Maharaj, just by hearing Bhagavatam, he got ultimate goal of life. And recently I heard from one devotee, I became very satisfied. Okay, I will listen that Harikatha and I will think about it, then I will tell you. This is how we should hear. As you remember, Dundukari was hearing Bhagavatam from Gokarna. And after 7 days, Vishnu Dutas came to take him to Vaikuntha. Then other who were listening there, they said, why they did not come to pick us? Then Vishnu Dutas said, because you are not hearing with same quality as he did. He was attentively hearing because he was ghost and so much suffering, everything, and this was the remedy for him to hear Bhagavatam. So he was attentively hearing, and after hearing, he was thinking about what he heard. Mananam, Shravanam and Mananam. That is full hearing. That is why he got Vaikuntha just by hearing Bhagavatam. But they were just like hearing casually, sitting there and hearing, not attentive, not thinking what, no. Then they became very sorry. Then they said, okay, Gokarna, then can you please recite again Bhagavatam? We will do like this now. Then Gokarna, he is a devotee. He always wants to speak Bhagavatam. He did not say, no, other day I spoke once. Why will we speak again? This is boring. And he did not say, okay, I will speak, but you have to pay me $10,000. He did not say, because he is a devotee. He is hearing and speaking Bhagavatam for Krishna satisfaction, and he is getting Atma's bliss. And he is maintained by Krishna. Now recently, when I was in Vienna, Bodhayan Maharaj told that nowadays you will find such sadhus, so-called sadhus, they will charge per hour their program, like Kirtan and Harikatha, not like one Bhagavat Saptaha, like 10,000 rupees one person, but nowadays already it is per hour payment. So that is not real Harikatha, not real Kirtan. Phalam Brahmani Sanyasya Nirvisangah Samahitaha Karma Dyaksham Cha Manvana Atmanam Prakrite Param. Bhagavatam can be spoken by only that person who is 24 hours engaged in the service of Bhagavat, devotee Bhagavat and scripture Bhagavat. Then he can speak, otherwise not. And Gurudev told, why we have to take money? You have no belief that by serving Krishna, he will maintain you. If you don't have such belief, then what is the use of anything? Then let us die. If such belief is not there, Gurudev told that in this world there may be one very bad person, but if you come to his house and you start serving him without asking anything from him. Just you serve. Then even such very bad person cannot remain silent for very long. He will think, oh, he's serving, he's not asking anything, so I should take care of him, and he will start giving him. So like that, if some devotee is exclusively engaged in the service of Krishna for his satisfaction, will Krishna not think about him? Why you have to ask or demand or charge money? That means you have no belief in Krishna. Then how you can speak Harikatha? That will be business only, not Harikatha. Harikatha can be spoken only by one who is Hari Bhakta, who is devotee of Hari. Then on his tongue, Hari will appear, and that will be real Harikatha with proper effect. It can purify our heart and can give us devotion to Krishna. So they are not demanding. If someone will voluntarily offer, they will accept as mercy of Krishna and they will engage in the service of Krishna, but they will never charge. And also how you can measure. Hari is unlimited, so how you can put some price on him. I will speak Harikatha and like 150 euro per hour. That is not Harikatha. Maharaj Prithu completely dedicated himself to be an eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Eternal means 24 hours. Only doing service of Krishna, nothing else. As Madan Maharaj also explained, sleeping also is one kind of service to Krishna. Because this body needs rest, and devotees, they are using this body for the service of Krishna. So when they take rest, that is also for the service of Krishna. And bathing and collecting, begging money or earning or whatever they do, ultimate target is always the service of Krishna. You may not see them that 24 hours they will chant on Japamala. That is not the meaning. And no one can do that except like Madhavendra Puri, Haridas Thakur, like them. But that does not mean if someone is not doing like that. The Goswamis also, they were not chanting 3 lakhs. They were chanting 1 lakh, counting. But they were 24 hours engaged in the service of Krishna. Sometimes by writing devotional scriptures as ordered by Mahaprabhu, sometimes preaching Nama Sankirtan, sometimes answering questions, sometimes doing loud kirtan, offering dandavat, archan, and finding lost holy places in Vrindavan, recovering 24 hours and resting only 1.5 hours, and dreaming about Krishna and eating everything for Krishna 24 hours. One who is 24 hours engaged in the service of Krishna, he can be guru and he can inspire others. That is possible for someone who realized his eternal relation with Krishna. That is also happening already on Nishta stage, but that time it is not fully on transcendental platform, but anarthas are removed up to such extent that they are not putting obstacle to constancy in our bhajan. So they can also help others, but those who have attained bhava stage, complete spontaneity on transcendental platform, their preaching is very, very powerful. They have more Shakti. And you will feel so much inspired by coming in contact with them. So he, Maharaj Prithu, dedicated himself to be an eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, transcendental to material nature. Supreme Lord is transcendental. Our soul is also transcendental. And relation is transcendental and devotion is transcendental, all eternal. So we have to come to that platform. Now we are doing sadhana bhakti. By this sadhana bhakti we can come. This sadhana bhakti also counts to bring us to that platform, and as much as possible we have to do. And now we are not constant. Nairantarya, but by regulated sadhana, by associating with sadhus and chanting all this sadhana, then gradually when anarthas will be removed up to that extent, then constancy will come. After constancy, then real taste will come, transcendental, then attachment. Then after attachment, you will come to full transcendental platform, realizing your eternal Swarup in relation to Krishna. And that is fully spontaneous. That is not sadhana, no extraneous effort. It is like natural. And then Ashtakala Lila will manifest. And your seva in Lila, everything. And if we come in touch with such persons, then we get so much inspiration for worship of Krishna. Any other Vaishnava, they can help us on every stage. That is good association. Better than being alone or non-devotee association. But according to the level of advancement of certain devotee, that much he himself will be strongly engaged in the service of Krishna, and that much he can inspire others for devotion. So that is very helpful. Consequently, all the fruits of his activities were dedicated to the Lord. And he always thought of himself as the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the proprietor of everything, including me. I belong to Krishna. So I should remain for him. I should be engaged in his service. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, he wrote one song, Vaishnav Ke. Who is a Vaishnav? Oh my mind, what kind of Vaishnav you are? Explaining there, you are doing for name and fame this. And there he explained that all women, their enjoyer actually is Krishna. And all money belongs to Narayan or Supreme Lord. And all glory also belongs to Gurudev. He is giving that transcendental knowledge, all glory to Supreme Lord, Guru and Gauranga. So in this way should be utilized. Our position is to supply satisfaction to Supreme Lord. Then by that action, because it is our constitutional nature, by that action we can be pleased, not by falsely claiming I am the owner and I can enjoy or I can renounce. That is not natural for us. That is only when we are in illusion. And then therefore we have to suffer and always anxiety and all these things. So if really you want to be freed from all miseries and you want to be happy, which is what every living entity wants, there is only one way. Like Prithu Maharaj did. He dedicated everything to the Lord and always thought himself as a servant of the Lord, who is the proprietor of everything. Nothing is mine. So we have to hear about this from realized souls and from Bhagavatam, then our illusion can be dispelled. Griheshu vartmanopi sa samrajya shriyanvitaha nasa jatendriyarteshu niraham matir arkavat. Maharaj Prithu, who was very opulent due to the prosperity of his entire empire, remained at home as a householder. Since he was never inclined to utilize his opulences for the gratification of his senses, he remained unattached, exactly like the sun, which is unaffected in all circumstances. It does not mean that someone will give up house and wander here and there, that he is pure devotee and unattached. That is not. Or that someone who is in household life, that he is automatically attached. No. Ambarish Maharaj, he was like that, unattached. Durvasa Rishi thought he was attached, but it was not true. Supreme Lord had to tell him, no, he's not attached to anything. He is attached only to me, and he is offering everything to me. That is why Narottam Thakur also sang, Grihe babonete take, no, Grihe babonete take, Hago rango bole dake, Narottam Agatar Sangha. Whether he is living in house or in the forest, one who is in great separation grief from Gaurango, he is calling, oh ha Gaurango, ha Gaurango. If he is having separation grief, means he has a relation with Gaurango, means he is a devotee of Gaurango. He may be in household life or renounced that in forest, doesn't matter. But he is a devotee, so I want his association. So here Maharaj Prithu, he was playing the pastime of being householder. And though he had so much opulences, he did not think this is mine. He thought this all belongs to Supreme Lord, and he utilized everything for the service of Krishna. Therefore, he was unattached. Like there was one household disciple of Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Professor Nishikanta Sanyal, and also that Kunja Bihari Prabhu we were hearing. Prabhupada told they are renounced. For that professor, he said he's Prakrita Sannyasi, natural sannyasi, though he was householder and working in university, giving classes, everything. But his life was fully dedicated. He gave all salary, full salary he gave to Prabhupada without thinking anything. Then Prabhupada had to engage some his brahmachari, other to take care of that family, to bring them that money like this. So, or Kunja Bihari Prabhu, he could not always stay in the mat like Matavasis do. He was going to job. I'm managing the mat, and this we heard. And sometimes giving up job and immediately coming there where Prabhupada wanted him household. But Prabhupada said, when will I get such a renunciation as you have? So it depends on the heart's or Atma's disposition. Evam adhyatma yogena karmani anu samacharan putran utpadayam asa panchar chishi atma samatana. Being situated in the liberated position of devotional service, Prithu Maharaj not only performed all fruitive activities, but also begot 5 sons by his wife, Archi. Indeed, all his sons were begotten according to his own desire. This is also for the satisfaction of Krishna. They are making servants of Krishna. All fruitive activities means not with fruitive mentality, but those duties as a kshatriya in this way, but not with desire to enjoy. And he was married, Archie, and made 5 sons for Krishna. Here it is written, he begot the children as a grihasta for the future administration of his government all over the world, which means for the service of Krishna. Brahmins also, they have deity, Shalagram Bhagavan, or some temple institutions there is deity, so they will make sons for the service of Supreme Lord. Either disciples you have to get, or your own sons, and you have to train them in the service of Krishna, then that is pure. That is stated in Shastra that household devotee, his appropriate association with his wife for the service of Krishna is also same as brahmacharya. That is also named as brahmacharya because it is going towards, brahmacharya means going towards Brahma, supreme truth, brahmacharya. So this is also for the satisfaction of Krishna, for his service. So it is brahmacharya. Vijitashvam dhumrakesham, no, dhumrakesham, haryaksham dravinam vrikam, sarvesham lokapalanam, dadha reikaha priturgunan. After begetting 5 sons named Vijitashva, Dhumrakesha, Haryaksha, Dravina, and Vrika, Prithu Maharaj continued to rule the planet. He accepted all the qualities of the deities who governed all other planets. Gopithaya Jagat Shrishte Kale Svesvechutatmakaha Manavag Vrittibih Soumyer Gunaih Samran Jayan Prajaha. Since Maharaj Prithu was a perfect devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he wanted to protect the Lord's creation by pleasing the various citizens according to their various desires. Therefore, Prithu Maharaj used to please them in all respects by his words, mentality, works, and gentle behavior. Then in next verse it is explained what is meant. Rajati adhan namadheyam soma raja iva paraha suryavat visrijan grinan pratapamscha bhuva vasu. Maharaj Prithu became as celebrated a king as Somaraja, the king of the moon. He was also powerful in exacting, just like the sun god, who distributes heat and light, and at the same time exacts all the planetary waters. There is Somaraja, king of heaven, king of moon. But they say, NASA, no, we went to moon, there is nothing there, only some sand. But that is hoax. That is not true. Even they are hiding so much those tapes, and they have to keep secret. That is not went to moon. that is hoax, and they know it. You cannot come to moon in such way, by machine. Only by pious activities, then you can be promoted. There is a king that the moon is more opulent than earth. It is higher. How you can just by some machine? That is not, and there is nothing there. That is not true. In Vedic Shastra you will find in Puranas description of moon planet, very opulent. Durdhar Shasteja Sevagnir means he provided for all the necessities of citizens, their occupations and everything. In this way he would satisfy their all desires. Durdharshasteja Sevagnir Mahendra iva durjayaha titikshaya dharitriva dyaur iva bhishta do nrinam. Maharaj Prithu was so strong and powerful that no one could disobey his orders any more than one could conquer fire itself. He was so strong that he was compared to Indra, the king of heaven, whose power is unsuperable. On the other hand, Maharaj Prithu was also as tolerant as the earth, and in fulfilling various desires of human society, he was like heaven himself. Yes, he fulfilled all the desires of his citizens just like torrents of rain from the sky. Without rainfall, it is not possible to fulfill one's various desires on this planet. Means what is necessities he would give. Food grains are produced rain from the sky. Yes. Maharaj Prithu distributed his mercy incessantly, much like rainfall. Varshati sma yata kamam parjanya iva tarpayan samudra iva durbodaha satve nachala rat iva. Just as rainfall satisfies everyone's desires because it will produce crops, food, Maharaj Prithu used to satisfy everyone. He was like the sea in that no one could understand his depths, and he was like Meru, the king of hills, in the fixity of his purpose. I will read these verses because tomorrow we will have, or I can, Friday, maybe I can. Tomorrow our Vishnu Goswami Maharaj is coming here. So tomorrow we will not have this program, but I will try to go live whenever there will be Harikatha, maybe around 7 p.m. or something, Slovenian time. And then on 30th, Tuesday, I will go to Navadip Dham. But I want to say something before Kartik Brata, how to do and the importance of Kartik Brata. So I will read these verses to finish this chapter, Then let us see what will be the arrangement. Dharmarat iva shikshayam ascharye himavan iva kuvera iva koshadyo guptarto varuno yatha. Maharaj Prithu's intelligence and education were exactly like that of Yamaraj, the superintendent of death. His opulence was comparable to the Himalaya mountains, where all valuable jewels and metals are stocked. He possessed great riches like Kuvera, the treasurer of the heavenly planets, and no one could reveal his secrets, for they were like the demigod Varunas. Matarishveva Sarvatma Balena Mahasaujasa Avishahyataya Devo Bhagavan Bhutarat Iva. In his bodily strength and in the strength of his senses, Maharaj Prithu was as strong as the wind, which can go anywhere and everywhere. As far as his intolerance was concerned, he was just like the all-powerful Rudra expansion of Lord Shiva or Sadashiva, not tolerating any wrongdoings. Kandarpa iva soundarye manasvi mrigarativa vatsale manuvan nrinam prabhutve bhagavan ajaha. In his bodily beauty he was just like Cupid, and in his thoughtfulness he was like a lion. In his affection he was just like Swayambhuva Manu, and in his ability to control he was like Lord Brahma. Brihaspatir Brahma Vade Atma Vatve Swayam Harih Bhaktya Go Guru Vipreshu Vishvakse Nanu Vartishu Hriya Prashraya Shilabhyam Atma Tulya Parodyame. In his personal behavior, Prithu Maharaj exhibited all good qualities, and in spiritual knowledge he was exactly like Brihaspati. In self-control he was like the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. As far as his devotional service was concerned, he was a great follower of devotees who were attached to cow protection and the rendering of all service to the spiritual master and the Brahmanas. He was perfect in his shyness and in his gentle behavior, and when he engaged in some philanthropic activity, he worked as if he were working for his own personal self. Like no hesitation. Like we always want to satisfy ourselves, but he was serving others with that same will. Like, so only one more verse is here. Kirtyor dva gitaya pumbis trailoke tatra tatraha pravishtah karnarandreshu strinam ramah satamiva. Throughout the whole universe, in the higher, lower and middle planetary systems, Prithu Maharaja's reputation was loudly declared, and all ladies and saintly persons heard his glories, which were as sweet as the glories of Lord Ramachandra. So these are the glories of Prithu Maharaj. Then we will see the next chapter will say how Maharaj Prithu went back home, back to Godhead. But this we'll see when it will happen, by the will of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Jiv ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Shri Radha Madan Mohan Panchatatatmak Shri Gaura Hri ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Shri Radha Nayananath Jiv ki Jai. Jai Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Shri Jagannadev ki Jai. Jai Patit Pavan Shila Gurudev ki Jai. Jai Shila Parang Gurudev ki Jai. Jai Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupanuga Guruvare ki Jai. Jai Shri Panchatattva Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Shri Brinda Devi Tulsi Devi ki Jai. Jai Sarva Vigna Vinashanakari Shri Nrishingadev ki Jai. Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Brinda ki Jai. Jai Samagata Bhakta Brinda ki Jai. Jai Shri SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM ki Jai. Jai Shri Pritu Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Shri Chatur Sang ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Gaur Pramanande Hari Gaur. Tomorrow is also the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj. We will hear about his glories from Maharajas.